about managing returns for customers. We're not talking about filing taxes. I know we're in taxes time, but it returns for products, and especially products that have been the customer sent back for a refund, for an exchange, or for credit. Okay. Then, how many people have ever returned something, a product, like they got, maybe bought a product online and then had to return it back? Yeah. Okay. Give us your experience.
It was shoes, the size was small.
How was the experience? Did it go smoothly or?
Yeah, the good thing, the seller was good, so it took time to get it back, but it finally came back.
Okay. And you?
Mine was a Jiko. At first, they give us the box warranty. But when I reviewed it, I reviewed because it's this eco code.
Yes.
So I went to the other, I see bad customer experience. The following day they called and they brought whatever.
And those two experiences are very, very important. Because hers was seamless, you go back again, right?
Yeah.
Yours was, you had a problem, you think before you go back again, right? I didn't, yeah, yours, I want you to, because you told me you sell on Kilimall. Has anybody ever returned to you now, the other side?
Yes, and unfortunately, when items are returned maybe more than twice, you can close your shop. So
How do you deal with that? What is your return
they'll
policy?
ban you for a while from selling, and then you can appeal so that they will clean your shop. But they'll return the money to the person if you're not able to fulfill the order. And in the event that you can exchange the item, you exchange it, but now you meet the cost for additional charges for parceling.
And did it affect your profit of that item?
Yes, it does. Because sometimes you go back to the store and they're not willing to exchange the item for you. So you buy another one.
I guess all of us understood, like the three scenarios. Her being a seller, them two being buyers, one positive and one negative, and the experiences that occur when returning products especially. So most customers return products because of maybe the wrong size or color, product was damaged, the item did not match the description, or they just changed their mind, or they delayed delivery. So, judging from the experiences that they had, if you're not able to take care of your return policy, there is something called, every business needs to have like a return policy. And not only online products and services have like return policies. For example, if you buy, at one experience maybe you sent your child to buy tomatoes, as low as that. You sent maybe your child to go buy tomatoes, and because they saw it was a child, I'm sure us, if you had those parents, ulikuwa unarudishwa. Urudi na nyanya zako, wampie warudishe pesa yangu ama, you get?
Yeah.
So it also depends on how that person handles as little as the nyanya for 20 shillings. If it will determine if the client will come back to buy that stall or not. Now, if you do not have proper return management, then you'll be able to have, you lose customers' trust and loyalty. You'll have bad reviews now that we're in a digital world, and negative word of mouth. You have increased operational costs, and you have reduced profitability, and the shoppers will buy again if the return process is easy. So it's very important to have a good return management. Then, so the best way for managing returns is to, does anybody in the business have a return policy and can tell us how they manage their return policies or what they do when somebody returns something?
You have to have this in advance, you know. You're not going to wait for someone to return something and then once they tell us, we don't accept now. So if you're selling online, just already have the policy in place so that you know the terms of engagement.
Some sentiment she raised very well, the T and C's.
Yeah.
You can, if you're especially working with fast moving goods, you can have your to make things your work easier. You can have a clear and simple return policy that is written there. You can say goods can be returned but within a time frame, or if goods are returned you can get back half your money, or like different ways in which you're able to manage. Because also sometimes if you're running a business that has a very small profit margin, if you have people returning all the time, you might not be in business. And especially if you're a reseller, it becomes, like for example, if though she does Kilimall, if she buys goods from somewhere else and sends them directly, she might not have, quality assurance for those products, and she might end up not making profit. Then you also have to make the process easy by having labels and clear instructions. I see like there are shops even for clothes where, especially in the West, where somebody can come and buy a very expensive dress, go for an event without removing the label, and then return it.
Yeah.
So sometimes also you have to be very, yes, they do that.
Yeah, it happens.
Yes, and then they want back their money. So you also have to have prepaid labels if you don't want that to happen. And then you can also offer quick customer support. For example, before she made the review, if the client had just, gotten back to her very fast, it could maybe have averted maybe that 2, 3, or maybe more customers that were lost because of a review, right? So if you have a very quick customer support, then it's very easy. And then you track your return status and automate updates so that everything is online. Don't put it in a way that if somebody has to make a feedback, has to maybe write a letter or take time before you check. Then analyze the reasons for return and improve accordingly. If it is a bad, if you're a reseller and your person you're getting your products from is not having good quality products, then move to another one. And just find a way of making sure that your returns come down to a minimal threshold. So, for example, I'm a creative entrepreneur. We do handmade jewelry and, for example, earrings and bracelets. It's something so small, but especially that can be a very big factor. For example, if somebody, I was selling my handmade earrings. The customer ordered Masai but wanted them maybe in blue, and then sent them red instead. Then I have to work fast and refund, correct it, and to ensure that I have positive feedback. So in summary, you need to be clear with your policy and product information. You need to be fast in your responses and processes. You need to be kind. You really need a lot of emotional intelligence when doing, especially online business. Because there are people who remember that you also have enemies who want to sabotage your businesses, especially sometimes reviews. You ever get like at a point where you have one negative review and then now people come to that comment. All the people who hate you and really wanted to say something come and just start. Do not give them that reason. And especially if you get like a negative review, the way Kristen said, what you do first is respond. The faster you respond and you're the first person by apologizing, it already de-escalates the issue. Compared to saying, the customer is not always right and all that. You just find you have to have a very high emotional intelligence in order to succeed in your business. And try to be kind. Then every return is a chance to gain trust. Thank you. On time. So managing returns is part of a great customer service. It builds loyalty and reputation. Any question? Oh.
How can you be kind to naughty customers?
How can you be kind to
Naughty customers.
naughty customers? That's where you can actually respond to someone without necessarily taking, for lack of a better word, their bullshit, and also putting forward whatever it is you want to say intelligently without escalating the whole issue.
Just be factual.
Just be factual.
Would that still apply to trolls?
I think trolls also, I think the intention first of all is not genuine.
Yeah.
So there are people who sometimes I think there's some things you just have, you don't have to be shallow with them.
Yeah.
Because there are things out of your control now. But people can always tell if you're genuine, you're intelligent, and you're factual, there will be people who will stand by you.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much.